Ready to crack the YouTube code and turn that channel of yours into a must-subscribe.
Let's do it.
We're diving deep into April and Alter's masterclass today.
Oh, yeah. This
Huh?
masterclass is like 8 YouTube pros got together
Seriously?
and just poured decades worth of experience into one single video.
Decades is right. Try 83 years.
Okay, yeah. That does sound a little intimidating when you put it like that.
It's a lot, but that's why we're here.
Exactly. We're breaking it all down.
Think of us as your YouTube Sherpas.
I like that.
We're cutting through the noise
Yeah.
and highlighting the actionable advice that'll actually help you grow your channel.
Yeah, because who's got time to sift through hours of content when you could be out there actually making videos?
Nobody.
Uh.
But you know, what's really smart about how this masterclass is structured is that it doesn't just throw a laundry list of tips at you. It acknowledges that growing a YouTube channel, it's not one size fits all. Right?
It's so true, yeah.
What works at 1,000 subscribers might not be the right approach at 10,000 subscribers.
100%.
So you got to switch gears along the way. And Aprilyn kicks things off with a concept that is crucial no matter where you're at on your YouTube journey, finding your niche.
Ah, the elusive niche.
Everyone talks about it.
Right, it's like, what even is it?
And Aprilyn uses this analogy in the masterclass. It's so simple, but it just makes it click.
Okay, hit me with it.
Imagine a sushi restaurant
Okay, I like sushi.
that also serves hamburgers.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You know, I'd probably still give the burger a try.
Okay, sure.
But would I be blown away by, like, the authenticity of their sushi?
Probably not. You're going to a burger place for burgers.
Right. And it's the same with your YouTube channel. When you try to be everything to everyone,
Yeah.
you end up diluting what makes you...
Yeah, you lose that special something.
Exactly.
So then how do you actually find that niche, like in real practical terms?
Yeah, it's not just about what you love to do, but that's a huge part of it.
Right.
It's about finding that sweet spot where your passions and your skills and what your audience actually wants all overlap. Okay, so let's say you've nailed down your niche. You're feeling good.
Feeling good.
How do you then avoid getting bogged down by this pressure to make every single video perfect, especially when you're just starting out?
Oh, that is such a real struggle.
Because I feel like this is where a lot of creators, they get stuck.
100% they get paralyzed.
Right, because they think they need this Hollywood-level production for every single video.
Yeah.
And it's just not realistic.
It's so overwhelming. And one of the experts in the masterclass, Patty Galloway, actually recommends that, especially in the early days, creators should actually aim for quantity over quality.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You say it like, just crank out those videos.
Yes. It's like any skill, practice makes perfect, or at least it makes you better.
Makes sense.
So yeah, aiming for 2 to 3 videos a week, at least initially.
Okay, so those first 100 videos, that's like your training montage.
Exactly. Embrace the imperfections, find your groove. You'll get better with each upload.
I love it. But at a certain point, you can't just keep making whatever pops into your head, right?
Right. There's got to be a strategy in the mix at some point.
And the masterclass talks about this really interesting shift, as your channel grows.
Oh, tell me more about this shift.
You go from just creating content around things you love, which is super important, but then it becomes more about strategic ideation.
Okay, break that down for me. Strategic ideation.
So it's like this. You probably got a handful of videos that have just totally outperformed the rest.
The ones that just blew up.
Exactly, your outlier
Yeah.
videos. So strategic ideation is all about digging into why those videos resonated with your audience and figuring out how to replicate that success.
It's like reverse engineering a viral hit.
Exactly. So you're not just brainstorming in a vacuum. You're using your own data to inform your content strategy.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Data-driven creativity. I like it.
And one of the most effective ways to do that is by turning those high-performing videos into repeatable formats.
Oh, so you're talking about finding those golden nuggets and turning them into a whole system.
Exactly. And the masterclass uses this great example. It's a channel called Golden Kobe Family, and they found success with videos of their golden retriever reacting to things.
Oh, I love golden retriever.
Who doesn't?
Right.
And it's so smart. They took this simple concept and they were able to turn it into a whole channel around this one repeatable format.
So basically, find what works and run with it.
Yes, it's about finding those patterns, those things that your audience loves, and then giving them more of what they want.
That makes sense. But what happens if you start to feel creatively stifled by a format?
Totally. That's the age-old dilemma, the artist versus the YouTube algorithm.
Right, like you want to stay true to your creative vision, but also grow your channel.
Exactly. It's a balancing act. You've got your own creative impulses, and then you have to think about, okay, what is my audience actually responding to? And sometimes those two things, they don't always line up perfectly.
And that's where things get tricky.
So finding that balance is key.
This is giving me a lot to think about.
Good. That's what we're here for. But finding your niche, ideation, that's just the beginning.
There's so much more to it than just hitting that record button, isn't there?
You got it. Because you could have the most amazing video idea in the world.
The best.
But if nobody actually clicks on it, what's the point?
Good point. It's like a tree falling in the woods. If nobody's around to hear it, does it even make a sound?
Exactly. So in the next part of our deep dive, we're talking titles and thumbnails.
Yes. The packaging.
Because you got to nail that first impression if you want people to hit play.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
The masterclass focuses on 3 main emotions that make people click.
All right, I'm listening. What are they?
Curiosity,
Okay, that makes sense.
fear,
Yeah,
and desire.
I can see that.
And out of those 3, curiosity is king.
Curiosity. Okay.
Curiosity killed the cat, but it also gets those clicks.
That's right. You got to get people's attention.
Exactly.
I mean, think about it.
Okay.
Which title is more likely to make you stop scrolling?
Okay, let's hear it.
Tips for starting a YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's a little...
The one mistake that is killing your channel.
Oh, the second one for sure.
Right.
That's clickbait.
It's like, stop doing this.
I need to know.
Right. But it's not just about being loud or sensationalized. It's about understanding what your target audience, what they're already thinking about.
Yeah.
What are they coming to YouTube for?
Yeah, what are their pain points?
Exactly. They're coming with questions. They've got aspirations, pain points, like you said.
They want answers.
Yes. And your title, your thumbnail, they need to meet your audience where they are.
So it's not about tricking people into clicking.
No.
It's about piquing their curiosity
Exactly.
in a way that's actually relevant to them.
Yes. 100%.
Okay, and then the masterclass gives this other pro tip, which I love.
Okay, I'm ready.
Don't be afraid to model what's already working.
Oh, so you're saying, like, look at what's popular.
Yeah, look at your niche, what's performing well.
Okay.
And they use this example, it's a fishing channel
Okay, fishing.
that found success by adapting title structures that are commonly used for credit card reviews.
Wait, what? How does that even work? Fishing and credit card.
It's so weird, but it's kind of brilliant.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Because it's like, instead of top 10 credit cards for 2024, it's top 10 trout lures.
Okay.
You know, same structure, totally different niche.
So it's familiar but also new.
Exactly. And you know people are already clicking on those credit card videos.
Right.
So it's like, why not take advantage of that?
It's like speaking the algorithm's language.
Yes.
I love that.
Okay, now let's talk about thumbnails, because we all know.
Yes, visuals are huge.
Huge. So what makes a thumbnail stand out when you're scrolling through that endless sea of content?
Okay, so the masterclass calls these scroll stoppers.
Ooh, scroll stoppers.
I know, right?
I like it.
And they basically all boil down to this. Your thumbnail needs to tell a story in a split second.
It's like the movie poster for your video.
Yes, exactly. And just like with titles, you can use thumbnails to create that curiosity gap.
Okay, so give me some examples. How do you do that visually?
So think about it like this. How can you visually represent the transformation or the aha moment?
Okay, the value they're going to get from watching.
Yes, from watching your video. So
Yeah.
maybe it's a before and after shot.
Oh, like a makeover, but for like anything.
Exactly. Or like a moment thumbnail, you know, where you capture that like shocked face.
Oh, yeah, like that. I can't believe this happened face.
Yes. Or you can even tease the end result, like, look what I made.
Okay, so it's all about giving people a little taste,
Yeah.
but not revealing the whole shebang.
Exactly. You want them to be so curious that they have to click.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
But I have a confession to make.
Okay, I'm listening.
I often get so excited to start filming that I totally forget about the whole title and thumbnail thing until later.
Oh, tell me you're not one of those clickbait and switch channels.
No. I would never. It's just, by the time I'm done filming, I'm like, ugh, titles and thumbnails, that's tomorrow's problem.
Okay, I've been there.
Is that bad?
It's a common trap. And to be honest, Aprilyn actually recommends that you should try to finalize your title and thumbnail before you even start filming.
Really? I always thought that was, like, backwards.
I know, it seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But it's all about avoiding wasted effort, right? You don't want to spend hours and hours
Pouring your heart into this video.
Yes, exactly. And then realize you don't have a compelling title or thumbnail to package it with.
That's a really good point.
It's like writing the headline for your article before you write the article.
Okay, I'm going to try that for my next video.
I think it'll really help.
All right, so we've nailed the packaging, we've got our idea, now it's research time.
Yes. The deep dive.
But research can feel like a black hole of its own.
Oh, it totally can. I mean, where do you even start? There's so much information out there.
Right. And it's easy to get lost in the weeds.
Oh, for sure.
So the masterclass breaks research down into two really manageable phases.
Okay, I like manageable.
The first one is information collection.
Okay, so like gathering all your intel.
Exactly. And then the second phase is information connection.
Okay, so connecting the dots.
Exactly. So for that first phase, information collection, it's all about, read those articles.
Watch all the YouTube videos.
Yes. Check out what people are saying on social media.
Do your homework, basically.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to look beyond your immediate niche, too.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, like, if you're making a video about gardening,
Okay.
you might want to see what chefs are talking about over on Instagram.
Oh, that's a good idea. Cross-pollination of ideas.
Exactly.
Great.
Because you never know where you're going to find those little nuggets of inspiration.
Right, those unexpected connections.
Okay, and then the second phase, information connection. This is where you take all of that data that you've gathered and you start to organize it.
So it's like you're creating your own personal YouTube encyclopedia.
Exactly. You're looking for those recurring themes, those surprising connections.
Right, finding your own unique angle.
Yes. Because you don't want to just be repeating information that's already out there, right?
Yeah.
You want to synthesize it.
You want to put your own spin on it.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got our research sorted.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now it's time to tackle the scripting dilemma.
To script or not to script? That is the question.
The age-old debate.
Right. So what's the verdict? Should we be writing out every single word or just winging it?
So we've got our game plan, we've done our research, we've even got our scripts, or at least our bullet points, ready to go. What's next?
Time to hit record. Well, almost.
Okay, so there are a few more steps between lights, camera, action, and video published.
Always. Aprilyn actually walks through her entire production process in the masterclass.
Oh, nice. What's your secret sauce?
It's surprisingly detailed. Like, she starts with jotting down tons of title and thumbnail ideas before even filming.
See, I knew I wasn't alone. It feels backwards, but it works.
Right. It forces you to think about the packaging up front, getting that core message crystal clear.
Makes sense.
Then obviously there's the research deep dive. We talked about that. But after that, it's all about mapping out the video's structure.
Okay, so like a bird's eye view of the whole thing.
Exactly. She's big on what she calls a YouTube crew.
Okay, so like a brainstorming buddy.
Yeah. Even if it's just one or two friends, fellow creators, to bounce ideas off of, get feedback, that kind of thing.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of the feedback loop. I always send my videos to a few friends before unleashing them onto the internet.
Smart. It's scary how easy it is to miss your own mistakes.
The worst. Especially when it comes to editing.
Editing is a whole other beast.
Right. It can make or break a video. Any must-know editing tips for those of us who don't speak Final Cut Pro fluently?
Honestly, keep it simple. Aprilyn, she's all about mastering the basics before you even think about those fancy transitions and effects.
Less is more, sometime.
Exactly. Focus on clear audio. Nobody wants to listen to a video with a buzzing microphone.
The worst.
Right. Engaging visuals, of course, and then that well-timed music.
Oh, music is key. Why?
It really can make or break a video.
Tell me about it. I spend way too much time browsing royalty-free music sites. It's a problem.
Oh, it's a rabbit hole for sure. But, I've seen so many creators, they overcomplicate things with editing,
It's easy to get carried away,
It is, but just focus on telling a good story.
and the rest will fall into place.
Exactly. And if you're really intimidated by the editing process, just remember, it's a skill.
Okay.
You can learn it. Just like anything else, practice makes progress.
Totally. But it is tempting to just outsource it,
Yeah.
Especially when you're first starting out, you're trying to wear all the hats.
Oh, I hear you, but Aprilyn has some pretty strong opinions on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she actually edited all of her own videos for the first few years of her YouTube career.
Wow, seriously.
Yeah, she really credits that with helping her develop her unique editing style.
So it's like you're learning the ropes yourself before you hand over the reins.
Exactly, because, she argues, when you outsource editing right away, you're essentially adopting someone else's editing language.
Ooh, I like that.
It's like having someone else write your signature.
You lose that personal touch.
Exactly.
It makes sense. Okay, so we've embraced our inner editors. Our videos are polished and ready to go. Now it's time to face the music.
The analytics.
Dun, dun, dun. Any advice for making sense of all those numbers? Because it can feel overwhelming.
Oh, for sure. It's easy to get lost in the weeds, but The masterclass does a really good job of breaking down what really matters.
Give me the highlights.
Okay, so one of the experts, Chris Galetta, he has this great analogy.
Okay, I love a good analogy.
He says the YouTube algorithm is like a giant word-of-mouth machine.
Okay, I've never heard it put that way before.
Right.
I like it.
So it's constantly trying to match the right videos with the right viewers.
So it's like a matchmaking service.
Yes.
For videos.
Exactly. And it does that by analyzing how satisfied people are with your content.
Okay, so how do you measure audience satisfaction? Is there a number for that?
That's the million-dollar question, right? There's no single metric for that.
Okay.
But your retention graph, that can give you some really good clues.
Okay, remind me, retention, that's how long people are actually watching your video.
Exactly. So if people are clicking off after the first few seconds,
Yeah, that's not good.
not a good sign. It might mean your intro's too long, maybe your audio's bad, or the content just isn't what they expected at all.
You got to hook them from the beginning.
First impressions are everything, but if people are sticking around...
Yeah, watching like most of the video.
Yes, that's a good sign. YouTube knows you're keeping them engaged.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
What about click-through rate and average view duration? Those always felt like the magic metrics.
Oh, they're definitely important. Click-through rate, or CTR, that tells you how enticing your title and thumbnail are.
Okay, so how clickable they are?
Yes. A high CTR means people are actually clicking on your video when they see it in their recommendations.
Okay.
And then average view duration, or AVD, that measures how long people are watching for on average.
Okay.
So a high AVD, that means YouTube thinks your video is interesting and engaging.
So basically, we want high CTR and high AVD.
You got it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
It's not about chasing these metrics in a vacuum, you know?
What do you mean?
Like what's considered good for one channel might not be good for another.
Oh, so it's relative.
Exactly. Focus on creating really high-quality content that people actually want to watch, and the metrics will follow.
Don't chase the algorithm. Chase good content. Easier said than done, but okay. What happens when, because it's bound to happen to all of us, but what happens when a video just flops?
Ugh, the dreaded flop. It happens to the best of us.
It does.
It really does. And honestly, sometimes you can learn more from a flop than you can from a viral hit.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Chris Galetta, he says that if your retention and AVD are good, but your views are low, that's often a packaging problem.
So the video itself might be great, but the title and thumbnail just aren't doing it any favors.
Exactly. So in that case, play around with some different titles, different thumbnails, see if you can give that video a second life.
Okay.
YouTube's A/B testing tool, it can be a lifesaver for that.
Oh, yeah. A/B testing, end screens, even just mentioning older videos and newer videos. Like, there are so many ways to breathe new life into those, like, neglected videos in your back catalog.
Yeah, exactly. Repurposing is key.
I love it. But beyond the technical stuff, beyond algorithms and analytics,
Yeah?
there's something else that is just as crucial, I think even more crucial for YouTube success. And it doesn't show up anywhere on your analytics dashboard.
Okay, you're talking about building those genuine connections with your audience.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, it's about more than just the views, right?
Yeah.
It's about building a community.
100%. It's about fostering that sense of belonging.
Exactly. So what are some practical ways that creators can start to really build those connections with their viewers?
Well, for starters, engagement is key.
Engagement.
Don't treat your comment section like a ghost town.
Oh, I've been guilty of that.
It's easy to do, but actually responding to comments, asking questions, starting conversations.
Yeah, it's like inviting people into your world,
Exactly. Make it a two-way street.
not just talking at them.
Exactly. Aprilyn is also a huge fan of the community posts.
Oh, yeah, those are fun.
They are. It's just a more casual way to connect with your audience, share those behind-the-scenes snippets.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Exactly. Let people get to know the real you.
It's all about building those relationships. But how do you go from, like, casual viewers to those, like, die-hard fans?
Okay, so the masterclass talks about this framework from a YouTube strategist named Wano, and I think it's brilliant.
Okay, lay it on me.
So he describes 4 different types of viewers. You've got your blue viewers. Those are brand new to your channel.
Okay, so they just stumbled across your video for the first time.
Exactly. Then there are yellow viewers. They've maybe seen 1 or 2 of your videos.
They're starting to recognize your name.
Right. Then you've got your orange viewers. They'll watch if a topic really grabs their attention, but they're not, like, loyal yet.
Okay,
And then the holy grail,
tell me.
the red viewers.
Like, yeah, the super fans.
You got it. These are your people. They hit that notification bell.
Leave comments with fire emojis.
Yes, they are all in. And the takeaway here is that Not every video needs to appeal to every type of viewer.
Oh, that's a relief.
Right. It's okay to make videos that are specifically for your super fans.
Like you're speaking their language.
Exactly. Q&As, behind the scenes, that kind of stuff. Give your most loyal viewers that exclusive inside look.
Makes sense. It's like any relationship, the more you nurture it.
The stronger it gets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of relationships, let's talk about the one between you and your bank account.
Okay. Getting real now.
Right. Because as much as we love creating for the love of it,
Of course.
sustainability matters.
Amen to that. It's time to talk about the business side of YouTube.
Let's do it.
Get ready to monetize.
So beyond those sweet, sweet ad dollars,
Yes.
what are some of the most effective ways to monetize on YouTube?
Well, sponsorships are huge.
Okay, sponsorships. But you need like a gazillion subscribers to get those right.
That's the myth. And Justin Moore, in the masterclass, he breaks it down beautifully. He actually lays out this sponsorship continuum, and it shows how creators at all different stages
Okay.
can provide value to brands.
Oh, that's encouraging.
Right. So even if you don't have millions of subscribers yet,
Yeah.
there are still sponsorship opportunities out there.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Give me the inside scoop. What are brands looking for?
Well, it's not just about your subscriber count. It's about your engagement, your niche.
Okay, so those super fans we were talking about.
Exactly. The more engaged your audience is, the more valuable you are to brands because their message is actually landing.
Right, it's about reaching the right people.
Exactly. It's about quality over quantity, you know. A smaller but highly engaged audience, that can be more valuable to a brand than a huge disengaged audience.
Makes sense. It's like targeted advertising at its finest.
Exactly. So don't be afraid to reach out to brands that you love, even if you don't have a massive following yet.
Okay, and how do you actually do that? Like, what's the best way to approach a potential sponsor? Should I be sliding into their DMs?
DMs are okay, but a personalized email, that's always a good bet.
Okay, personalized.
And highlight why you're a good fit for them, you know?
So it's not just, hey, I need money, sponsor me.
Right. Nobody wants to hear that.
Okay.
Think about what you can offer them. What are your audience demographics?
Okay, yeah, like who are these people watching my videos?
Exactly. What kind of content do you make? How does it align with their brand values? Do your research. Make sure it's a genuine fit, you know?
So it's like a two-way street. It's got to be beneficial for both parties.
Exactly. Build that relationship. Show them you're professional, responsive.
Okay, so be the kind of creator you'd want to work with.
100%. And don't get discouraged if you don't hear back right away or
Yeah.
if you get a few no's, you know?
Yeah, it's a numbers game, right?
It is. Persistence is key.
Okay, so we're hustling, we're building those relationships, but what about those sponsorship scams? Because I feel like those are everywhere.
Oh, yeah, you got to watch out for those. The masterclass actually does a good job of outlining some red flags to look out for.
Okay, I'm listening. Hit me with those red flags.
First and foremost, suspicious domains.
Okay, so if that email is coming from, like, hotmail.com.
Exactly. Run. Look for those generic email signatures, too, you know, the ones that are just like, sincerely, the team.
Yeah, no personal touch.
Right. And watch out for any requests for downloads.
Okay, so if they're asking me to, like, download a file to access their media kit or something.
Exactly. That's a huge red flag. Legitimate brands, they're not going to ask you to do that.
Okay, good to know. So we've got sponsorships, we've got ads, but the masterclass also talks about thinking beyond just YouTube revenue.
Yes. Diversifying your income, that's key.
So how do you do that? How do you leverage that YouTube success into, like, other income streams?
Think products, courses,
Okay.
building your own thing. Like take Aprilyn, for example. She's got her own courses coming out soon.
Oh, nice.
So she's leveraging her YouTube expertise.
Right, her knowledge.
To create this whole other income stream.
Smart.
Mhm.
And it makes sense. People come to your channel for your expertise, so why not give them even more of what they want?
Right. And it doesn't have to be a course. It could be an ebook, a workshop, even physical product.
Yeah, the possibilities are kind of endless.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it all comes back to mindset, right?
Mindset is everything.
Because building a successful YouTube channel, it takes time. It
Yeah.
takes consistency.
And a lot of hustle.
Oh, yeah. And Aprilyn, she ends the masterclass with this really inspiring message, and I love it.
Oh, tell me, what is it?
She says, by simply watching this masterclass,
Yeah.
you've already shown that you're committed to this journey.
That's so true, taking that first step.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
knowledge without action is just like information floating around in your brain.
It's true.
So I think
Oh.
for anyone listening who's feeling a little overwhelmed,
Yeah.
just remember,
Yeah.
you've got this.
One step at a time.
Exactly. And we're here to support you every step of the way. So
Mhm.
keep creating, keep experimenting, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.